Dear students, today I came with a new topic, cooperatives as economic enterprises. All chapters are small one. Therefore, today I am starting the third chapter, cooperatives as economic enterprises. There are different types of organization that enterprises, sole trader, partnership form of organization, joint Hindu family organization, then joint stock company, are different forms of enterprises. And cooperative society is also considered as another type of enterprises. Let us discuss what are the differences between different types of enterprises with the cooperative institution. The first is a sole trader. Sole trader, who is sole trader? A single person, a single individual doing business is known as sole trader. He is the manager, he is the owner, he is the worker, everything. He is owning his business and he is doing all type of activities in his business known as sole trader. There are some differences between the cooperative society and a sole trader. Let us discuss. A sole trader management is vested in the hands of the single individual who invests the entire capital in the business. He is the single owner. That is why he has to invest the entire capital. Whereas in case of cooperative institution, management is vested in the hands of the board of directors. They are elected by members. The second difference is that profit and loss of a sole trader, sole proprietorship is borne by single individual. Nobody is there to share loss or profit. The entire profit will goes to the hands of sole trader. Whereas in case of cooperative institution, profit and losses are shared by all the members. There are some principles behind distribution of the profit. Therefore, the profit will be distributed among all the members. Sole trader cannot raise capital through issue of shares. There is no scope, there is no question of issuing shares to the public in case of sole proprietorship. Whereas in case of a cooperative society can raise capital by issuing shares to the members. Another difference is that there is no perpetual succession. Perpetual succession means there is no continuity. If a sole trader stops his business, then definitely nobody will continue that business. Therefore, his attitude, the behavior, everything will depend upon the continuation of the business, and the scope of perpetual succession is not there in sole trader or sole proprietorship because there is no scope of continuity. Whereas in case of cooperative society, if a member quit the organization, that will not affect the continuation of the cooperative society. If one member is going out of the organization or cooperative society, others will continue the business. Therefore, there is a continuity, perpetual succession in case of cooperative society. No statutory privilege. There is no statutory privilege in case of sole proprietorship. That means there is no statutory benefits attached with the sole trader. Whereas many statutory privilege, many benefits from the side of the government and from the side of the law associated with the cooperative institution. Then in case of liability, unlimited liability in case of sole trader, whereas limited liability is in case of cooperative institution. Then in case of sole trader, sole proprietorship, personal gain or profit is the motto. Profit is the motive behind starting the sole trader, sole proprietorship. Whereas service is the motto of cooperative institution. And in case of dissolution, the entire surplus go to the sole trader. If a sole trader wants to stop his business, the entire profit, entire assets will go in the hands of sole trader. Whereas, in case of cooperative society, members are not entitled to get any share on surplus in case of winding up of the cooperative society. These are the common differences between sole trader and cooperative society. Okay, let us discuss another form of organization, partnership. Partnership means minimum 2 persons are required to form a partnership business. Okay, then main aim of partnership to share the profits of the business. There are some characteristic features attached with the partnership form of business. That means the sharing of profits, unlimited liability, mutual confidence, such things are there. Then what are the differences between these two? A cooperative institution and a partnership organization. In cooperative institution, management vested in the hands of members. That means members elected the board of directors, they are controlling the activities of the cooperative society. Whereas in partnership, the management is vested in the hands of the partners. Then another difference is service is the motto, just like sole trader case. Partnership is also organizing mainly for earning profit. Whereas a cooperative society is not organizing for earning profit but to render services to its members. Then membership is open to any person having common economic interest. We cannot deny the membership on the basis of caste, creed, religion, etc. We cannot deny the membership in case of cooperative society. It is open to person having common economic interest. Whereas in case of partnership, membership is not open. Membership is not open to all. They will join 2 or 3 or more persons, 4 or 5 persons jointly form an organization for a common objective. That is known as partnership. Therefore, membership is not open. Then fund can be raised through shares in case of cooperative society, but it is not possible in case of partnership form of organization. Another difference is that there is no restriction on number of members in case of cooperative society. There is no restriction on maximum number of members. Whereas there is restriction put on number of members in case of partnership. At present, 20 members, maximum 20 members are there. Likewise, in sole trader, there is no continuity. If 2 partners are carrying business and one partner retire from the business, the single person cannot continue the partnership business. He can continue as a sole trader business, but the partnership will come to an end if any partner leave the organization. If there are 2 partners. But it is not in the case of the cooperative society. There is a perpetual succession. Continuity is there. If one member leave or quit the organization, that will not affect the entire activities of the entire business of the organization. Other members will carry the business. That will not affect the business of the organization. Then in case of liability, limited liability in case of cooperative societies, whereas it is unlimited in case of partnership form of organization. Then cooperative society, dealings of cooperative society are fair. They are engaged in fair business. Whereas there are certain unfair activities, unfair business activities in partnership because of maximizing profit. Profit is not the motto of cooperative society, therefore they are not indulging in unfair activities. But profit is the main motive of the partnership activity. Therefore, they may involve in some unfair activities. May. Then some statutory benefits or privileges under the Cooperative Societies Act. Cooperative form of institutions are getting some privileges, some benefits from the side of law, from the side of government, etc. Whereas there is no such statutory privilege, statutory benefits available to the partnership form of business. These are the difference between these two forms of organization. Okay. Then cooperative society and joint stock company. Another form of organization, joint stock or company. So voluntary organization of persons who contribute to common stock. That is known as joint stock company. Cooperative society, one man, one vote principles are followed. Whatever may be your shareholdings, that will not affect your voting right. You will get only one vote. For example, if a person took one share in cooperative society, he will get one vote. If a person took 100 shares in cooperative society, he will also get one vote. Therefore, whatever may be your shareholdings, you will get only one vote in election. Whereas this is not the case of joint stock company. One share, one vote principles are followed. If you take one share, you will get one vote. If you take 100 shares, you will get 100 votes. Therefore, one vote, one share principle followed in joint stock company. Then service is the motto of cooperative society, whereas profit is the main motive of joint stock company. Companies, why they are doing their business, mainly earning profit, just like Jio company, Reliance company, they are mainly doing their business for earning profit. But cooperative society, the Supplyco, that is a cooperative form of organization. Triveni market, supermarket, all are considered as the cooperative form of organization. They are indulging in their business. They are rendering certain services to the Maveli store, rendering services to the public or customers. Therefore, service is the motto in case of cooperative societies, whereas profit is the motive in case of joint stock company. Another difference is that share value is fixed in cooperative form of organization. If the share value is 10, fixed by its bylaw, then there will be no fluctuation. Whereas in case of joint stock company, share value will fluctuate from time to time. For example, today if the share price is 100 rupees and tomorrow it may be or it will be 110 or less than 100. Some fluctuation may happen in case of shares of joint stock company, but it will not happen in case of cooperative societies. Cooperative societies are registered under Cooperative Societies Act, whereas joint stock companies are registered under Companies Act. Another difference is that there is no scope for any kind of exploitation. There is no room, there is no scope for any kind of exploitation in cooperative form of organization. But there is a chance of exploitation in joint stock company. It is an inevitable part of the joint stock company. Then another difference is that human element is honored. Consider the human element in cooperative form of organization, whereas money is important in joint stock company. Human element, they are not considering the human element. The human element means the person or the individual involved in the activities of the organization. They never consider their attitude, their feelings. That will not count, that will not consider in joint stock company, but it is considered in cooperative form of organization. Then there is no restrictions on maximum number of members. There is no restrictions, maximum number of members. Whereas, as you know, in case of private company, there are some restrictions in case of maximum number of members. Maximum number of members is 50, and now it may be as per the new act 200 or something. Unfair practices have no place in the business. There is no unfair practices because it is formed by the, for example, in case of consumer cooperatives, it is organized by consumers. They are doing their business only for the benefit of that members. Then why should they involve in unfair practices? But it is not the case of the joint stock company. Management is doing business for others, then there is a scope of unfair trade practices in joint stock company. That means unfair practices are common in joint stock company. Then equity in distribution of profit. There is some equity, there is some justice while distributing the profit of the cooperative society. Usually, the dealings or transaction with the cooperative societies are considered as a base for distributing the profit. How much amount of loan taken by the members is considered while distributing the profit. That means how much contribution from the part of the members to increase the profit of the cooperative society is considered while distributing the profit. Whereas no such equity, there is no such principle followed in distribution of profit. Only the shareholdings is considered as the base for distributing profit in joint stock company. Okay, these are the differences between joint stock company and cooperative form of organization. Then let us discuss some cooperatives as a social organization. As a social, it is an organization in the society. What are the various things we have to discuss? As a social organization, cooperative form of cooperative enterprise or cooperative institutions eliminate middlemen playing in between the consumers and producers. They are making huge profit. Middleman is making huge profit, and neither producers nor consumers are getting the entire benefit of this activity. Who is taking away the profit? Middleman. Therefore, when we eliminate the middleman, we can provide better quality product at a reasonable price to the people. Therefore, eliminate the middleman is an important objective of this cooperative form of organization. Then, raising economic status of the poor. Economic status or improve the standard of living of the weaker section, marginalized people or weaker sections of the society. This is another objective of the cooperative society. Then removal of the ills of capitalism. Capitalism, what will happen if capitalism is enhanced? Then when there is usually the capitalist, they never consider about the human aspects. They never consider about the welfare aspects of the society. They always keen on making huge profit by exploiting the poor people. Therefore, reduce the problem of capitalism. Cooperative society is essential in the society. The raising of moral standard of its members. The combination of business with ethics is novel feature a cooperative society, the outcome which is the conduct of business activities with honest and truthfulness. Moral principles are followed in cooperative society. There is no unfair trade practices, the dealings are fair, the honesty, everything will be stick on in the activities of the cooperative societies. Then increasing the prosperity of the community. Another social objective of cooperation is to create among members a sense of the community. It believes in making persons deviate from the individualistic attitude and take a broader view of life. That means reduce the selfishness and promote the group activity. Therefore, increase the prosperity of the whole community. Community feeling fosters the bond of cooperation. Teamwork, group activity is considered as the core of the cooperative cooperation. Then abolition of social inequalities. Reduce the gap between rich and poor. A few people enjoy certain privileges because they are considered to be great on the basis of their wealth, while others are denied the same privileges and are treated with contempt because the resources are inadequate or meager. Therefore, reduce the gap between rich and poor. This is another aspects of cooperation. Then neutrality in religion and politics. There is no, it will not promote the religion, it will not promote the politics. Then development of corporate life. That means it is an organization against the efforts of the capitalism. Therefore, a proper education, a propaganda should be conducted to popularize the concept of cooperation. If throughout the world, if cooperative form of organization is emerged, if it is emerged, then what will happen? There is no place for the capitalists. We can, up to some extent, we can reduce the exploitation. Everywhere, if we want to set up a cooperative society, to some extent we can reduce the degree of exploitation. Therefore, create a culture, cooperative culture in the world. This is another aspects of this cooperation as a social organization. Today I am concluding my class. Okay, tomorrow I will come with another topic. Thank you.